How to O without blowing your load. Let's go. Firstly, what are the benefits to this? Being able to experience orgasm without ejaculation means you can have multiple orgasms, last longer in bed, and preserve your vital energy. This energy can be seen as sex energy, life force, or chi transmuted through sexual kung fu. But there's also science to suggest that having sex without ejaculation prevents a huge dump of prolactin into your system. Prolactin is the hormone that works in opposition to dopamine, the molecule of motivation. Prolactin makes you feel tired and sets the period in which you feel the desire to mate again and the ability to, which is why so many men feel lethargic after ejaculation and why when you O without the E, you feel less tired and still aroused for your partner and life. There's also science to suggest that having sex without ejaculation as opposed to with ejaculation increases testosterone, the hormone that makes effort feel good and contributes to healthy aggression and the desire to create things in your life. What many people don't know is orgasm and ejaculation are actually two distinct and separate biological processes. Even if you've never experienced them happening at separate times, they most definitely can. And with a bit of training and practice, you can separate these two processes to experience peaks of ecstasy whilst pulling the energy inward and filling up with it instead of always firing it outwards and feeling a bit floppy and limp afterwards. It's possible to orgasm without ejaculation and feel satisfied and yet still energized and able to do more in your day or continue to dissolve into intimate bliss with your partner. The techniques being described can also be used with solo self-exploration and is actually one of the best ways to practice it. But I would not recommend using porn whilst practicing this, and I would not recommend it for anyone who's trying to recover from excessive porn usage. I would wait until you've healed that first, and if you're feeling complete abstinence is the right path for you right now, then stick to that for now, as it's an extremely powerful practice on its own. But for those of you who want to explore this, how to orgasm without ejaculating. Firstly, you need to do a ton of Kegel exercises, pelvic floor exercises. These are when you tighten and hold the muscles that you use to stop a stream of urine. Imagine you suddenly need to stop a stream of pee. It's that set of muscles, the PC muscles, and you need to exercise that area a lot. Why? Because that's part of what you're going to use to prevent ejaculation and redirect energy upwards. And most people in their default state aren't strong enough down there to resist the body's attempt to ejaculate. When you ejaculate, it's almost like that area is spasming, and you have to stop that spasm by squeezing the PC muscles tight and holding, which allows you to experience the orgasm but prevents ejaculation. So whether you're someone who likes to build a routine like you would at the gym, or you just like to practice every so often when you have an opportunity, just like the gym, you have to put in some time to get results. You can start with around 10 sets of squeezing and holding for 10 and relaxing for 10, but don't go overboard, and make sure you fatigue the area a little bit before resting a little bit. Then, after building up a little strength, you can test your abilities, which we'll get to in a moment. But first, you must also master the art of arousal control and the breath. It's all very well trying to stop the ejaculation with sheer might, but without arousal control and controlled breathing, you might end up just peaking too quickly and ejaculating before you've even realized it or had any chance to do anything about it. Arousal control is about having sex or masturbating, but not immediately doing what's going to have you at a 10 out of 10 arousal level straight away and then having an orgasm. With arousal control, you notice when you're about a 7 and you take your foot off the gas for a moment, because otherwise you might go from a 7 to a 10 in the blink of an eye. To have a non-ejaculatory orgasm, you need to be able to smoothly ride up to that 9, ready to approach warp 9.5, and catch your machine before overdrive and potential explosion. So with arousal control, perhaps you ride up to a 7 and then soften a bit and slow down, become more deeply present, ride it back down to a 5 or a 6, and then back up to a 7, 8, back down to a 7, up to a 8, and then a 9. And then, as you're smoothly riding up to that 9, that peak intensity, become very present to your breath and make sure you breathe slowly and deeply, big, long, slow, circular breaths, which will help to stabilize you at the top of this peak ecstasy wave and not have you fall off. Then, as the 10 slowly approaches, you'll be able to feel the orgasm and ejaculation about to happen. Keep breathing, stay present, and then as soon as you start to feel the spasming, take a deep breath in, squeeze the pelvic floor muscles as tight as you can, and imagine you're pulling that feeling of sex energy up the spine and into the top of the head. Keep squeezing and holding for several seconds whilst you experience the orgasm and focusing on the flow of energy sensations in your body. And if you're partnered, the energy exchange between you and your partner. If you completely fail at this the first time, never mind, try again. If it seems like afterwards that you stopped some of the flow of semen, but not all of it, don't worry, you made progress, and you've also preserved more energy than you would have done otherwise if you just exploded it all outwards. The trick is patience, self-exploration, experimentation, and practice. And there's deeper levels to this, which I don't have time to explain in one video. But if I've piqued your curiosity, I have a new, entire, free online text course called Semen Retention Mastery, which will teach you the secrets of sexual kung fu, sex energy transformation, and multi-orgasmic potential. A link to gain free access to that course is in the video description. And a few more slots have opened up for a free one-to-one with me or one of my team to see if you'd be a good fit for the Awake and Aware program over at speaktoalex.com. It's for those of you who want to shift fear, anxiety, compulsive habits, or emotionally heal and release, or awaken to your true nature and take action to embody that true nature in the world. If you're ready for deep transformation, those of you who are will know, go to speaktoalex.com to apply for your free call where we'll discuss a plan for you, and if it's a good fit, go from there. See you in the next video. Peace.